If you have high standards for your life and you want to design your future with intention, the exercise in this video is for you. Even if you like the work that you're doing right now, despite what I'm about to say in the intro, this exercise is for you. Trust me, it's worth it. Hey, I know this job is what you wanted, and I know some of it has been fun, and I know you've learned a ton from it, and you've met some great people. But let me ask you something. If you stayed where you are right now for another year, would you feel proud of that choice or restless knowing that you're capable of more? Because here's the thing, just because this job was right for a little bit doesn't mean it's right for longer. You've grown, you've evolved, and that's why you're craving more meaning, more impact, more of the work that lights you up. You get to live this life once, and I know you know this. And if you're honest with yourself, you know you're ready for something more, the kind of work that feels meaningful and impactful and worth your energy. Your efforts, your energy, your inputs are so valuable. You need to direct it wisely. And I also know why you've been hesitating to make a change. You worked so hard to get here. So many people would love to trade places with you. You've created opportunities. You've built relationships. You've established yourself. But here's the secret. None of that goes to waste. No matter how different your next chapter is, all of it comes with you. And you'd be surprised what happens when you make a change. You will inspire the people around you to take control of their lives too. Now, by the end of this video, you will have the first step in the Career Clarity Blueprint, the same framework that I've been using with highly motivated women to design their next chapter with clarity and confidence and momentum without stalling or wasting any of the growth that got them here. Now, I know exactly how it feels to realize that hustling doesn't feel fulfilling anymore, to look at your packed calendar and wonder what it's all for, because I lived it. In the first decade of my career, I went from capital markets to becoming a tech startup founder to total burnout and health crisis. And then I reset my career by leading teams in other high growth startups. And I took a step back into an individual contributor role in software sales when my motherhood chapter was about to begin. And then, after having 2 little girls, I am finally on my most energizing and fulfilling career path yet. I rebuilt my work, my health, and my personal life around sustainable success. And now my hyper-contained work weeks are the most productive, aligned, and impactful weeks of my entire career. And that's what I help highly motivated women do today. Make a change for the career path that fuels your income and your fulfillment. So let's get into it. Now, here's the thing. Before you start scanning job boards or updating your resume or thinking through business ideas, you need to get crystal clear on what you actually want. Because without clarity, you'll keep jumping from one role to another, hoping that the next thing will feel better, but still ending up in basically the same place, just with a different wrapper on it. Now, when you get crystal clear on the goal, you can tell your story better, the story behind your motivation for change. And that story is what gets hiring managers and clients, if you're building a business, to say, okay, I want her. That's why the first step of my Career Clarity Blueprint is your vision, your dream work state. So step 1, you need to start with your vision, the big picture of where you want to be in your work 3 to 5 years from now. Not just what you're doing, but who you are becoming. So ask yourself, what kind of impact do I want to have? What kind of contribution excites me the most? What do I want to be known for? Who do I look up to? And what will someone a few steps behind me look up to me for? This becomes your North Star. It helps you say yes to the right things and no to distractions. Most women skip this step and go straight to job titles, but that's how you end up pivoting into a role that still doesn't feel right. Titles don't create fulfillment. Vision does. When you have a vision, you are less of a victim to external circumstances that are out of your control anyway. Step 2, strengths as your fuel. Once you set the GPS of your vision, you need the fuel to get you there, which are your strengths and interests. Your signature strengths are the things that you naturally have an advantage at, the things that energize you instead of draining you. And interests are the things that you're motivated to put time into to keep getting better at. The most successful women don't just build careers around what they're capable of. They build careers around what lights them up, what fills their cup, where they can keep developing that unfair advantage and go from expert to inspirational authority. So ask yourself, When do I feel most in the zone? When do I stop working more energized than when I started? Those are your clues, because when your career is fueled by your strengths and your interests, you stop forcing success and you start attracting it, and working for it feels energizing and not draining. Step 3 is lifestyle as your container. Now, your vision tells you where you're going. Your strengths guide the work itself. And now your lifestyle is about how you're going to get there without burning out. The life that you are creating for yourself and your loved ones. So this is where you define your non-negotiables. What kind of schedule supports your energy, your physical and mental health, and your relationships? How much work travel are you willing to do? What level of income do you feel comfortable with? What boundaries do you need to protect your health and your happiness? For me, my health took a huge hit in my tech startup founder hustle chapter. So now health is a non-negotiable for me. And as a mom of 2 little ones, I will not trade my well-being or my presence for short-term success. Even if it means hitting the ideal income number takes a little bit longer. Think of lifestyle as the container that holds your dream career, because success isn't about what you achieve. It's about how it feels to live it every day. It's about the journey. Wealth means nothing without relationships and health. So now we've talked about vision, strengths, and lifestyle. Now here's what so many women miss in our noisy world. You need laser focus. Focus is your mental filter. You might have a dozen possible paths swirling around in your head. A promotion, a lateral move, a new company, a new industry, a side hustle, or even building your own business. All of this is normal. Trust me, I've been there. But clarity without focus means you'll keep spinning. So I want to introduce you to an exercise that I love. I call it the priority map. So create 3 columns: must-haves, nice-to-haves, and deal breakers. Must-haves are the non-negotiable, the income, the flexibility, the growth, whatever it is for you. The hottest question in the job market these days is, are you willing to commute to an office at all? For me, in my 20s, living downtown, I was happy to go in 5 days a week. Now in my mom chapter, in the suburbs with daily drop-off and pickup that I want to do, an office doesn't work for me. So the nice-to-haves are the things that would be great, but they're not necessarily deal breakers. This could include company size or company stage. This might be alignment and relatability with your potential boss. And then deal breakers are what you are absolutely done tolerating. This is usually shaped by past experiences, so just keep in mind that company circumstances or managers or whatever it was, they're always unique and they're always changing. So just because you had a horrible experience with one Series A startup doesn't mean that all Series A startups are bad. Now, once you do this, the noise quiets and the endless options become more narrow. You can confidently say yes to the right opportunities and no to anything misaligned, because focus is freedom. So again, here's the blueprint: vision plus strengths plus lifestyle plus focus. Vision, strengths, lifestyle, focus. That is what will get you where you actually want to go in your life. That's where your dream work opportunities live. When you put these together, you stop chasing random opportunities and you start designing your career with intention. And in the next video of this series, I will show you how to position yourself with a personal brand on your resume and on LinkedIn that gets you noticed, because once you're clear and focused, it's time to tell your story in a way that opens doors. Now, so many women stay stuck because they try to figure all of this out alone. They seek input from the same people who programmed them up until this point, and it's really hard to create a new chapter, new results with the old playbook. I can't tell you how many women I've spoken to who have said, my dad has always been my mentor, but I think I've outgrown his wisdom. And that's okay. I went through that with my dad too. And now he's gone from mentor to cheerleader, because my career, my business exists in a world that's foreign to him. And that's why I needed new guidance. So if you're done overthinking and you're ready to get crystal clear and focused on what's next, I invite you to book a free clarity call with me, and together we'll map out the next 3 to 5 years, your vision, so you can pivot with confidence instead of second guessing. Because a year from now, you'll either be grateful that you started or you'll wish you had sooner. Your career is not just about making a living. It's about designing a life you're excited to wake up to. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to catch the rest of this series for the strategies that will help you stop stalling and step into your most meaningful, successful chapter yet. And I will see you in the next video.